Good morning. Welcome to Mainline Unitarian Church, and welcome to all of you who are watching online. My name is Deirdre Gordon, a member of the Board of Trustees. Our worship team today includes the Reverend Dr. Gabrielle Parks. Dr. Parks came to the U.S. from Germany in 1991 with her husband and 6-year-old twins. She discovered Unitarian Universalism in Columbia, Maryland, and joined the UU Congregation of Columbia. After serving in many roles at the church, she felt the call to UU ministry. In 2001, she entered Lancaster Theological Seminary, where she received a Master of Divinity degree. In 2015, after serving 5 congregations as a transitional minister, she entered Wesley Theological Seminary, where she earned a Doctor of Ministry degree in narrative theology. She served the UU Congregation of York, PA, until she retired in 2019. We also have Dawn Star Saras Borchelt, our Director of Lifespan Faith Development, Chris Cavalieri, our Worship Associate, and music today is from our newly formed chamber choir with Music Director David Brown. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Our denomination was formed by the merger of Unitarianism, which held that God is one, and Universalism, which asserted that whatever our ultimate destiny is, we are all sharing in it equally. Today, we come together to support our shared and individual quests for meaning and purpose in life, and to bring more compassion, justice, and responsible stewardship to the world. You are welcome here. No matter where you are in your spiritual and religious journey, no matter the color of your skin or the country of your birth, no matter your gender, identity, or expression, or sexual orientation, you are welcome here. If you are visiting with us this morning, you are especially welcome. We hope that after the service, you'll join us for coffee and conversation in the fireside room directly across the hall, and stop by the visitors table in the atrium for more information. We're so glad you're here. And now, please silence your electronic devices and join me in affirming our mission. Together, we transform lives through love, service, and our welcoming faith.
Thank you, David and choir. I needed that. I'm a lot calmer now. I thank you, God, for this most amazing day, for the leaping, greenly spirits of trees, and the blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today. And this is the Son's birthday. It is the birthday of life and love and wings, and of the gay great happenings, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any lifted from the know of nothing, any human merely being doubt unimaginably you? Now the ears of my ears are awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are open. Let us now sing together. Number 1, 2, 3. Spirit of Life.
The chamber choir is going to lead Spirit of Life by singing one time through, unaccompanied, and we will all follow in turn.
In the first congregation that I worked at, we had a ritual. We sang Spirit of Life every Sunday. And the little kids would get up and they would do American Sign Language while we sang it. And so that song makes me feel some very specific things, but I bet you feel things when we sing it too. How do you feel when we sing Spirit of Life? A thumbs up? Any words for how you feel when we sing that song? calm. That's a good one. Comforted. Mellow. Centered. Connected. Grateful. What? Receptive. Yeah. Yeah. A word that I think of is solemn, too. And I will say that that congregation also had another ritual, which was that they sang happy birthday every time anybody told them that they had a birthday that Sunday, which became a problem because that was like every week. But we have someone who has a birthday in next, not week, 10 days. Reverend Gabby is turning 70 on August 31st. Can we sing her happy birthday? Okay. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So, how did that feel? Yeah. Awesome. How do you feel if somebody sings you happy birthday? Happy? Something funny happened back there. What was the answer? Old? I don't know, it kind of makes me feel young because like I associate it with being little and having people sing happy birthday to me. Sometimes people feel embarrassed. I've definitely known people who felt embarrassed that everybody was singing happy birthday to them. I knew Gabby wouldn't be embarrassed because she asked me to do this, so. Because it's part of the point. Do you feel something different when you're singing happy birthday to somebody else than when you're being sung to? Yeah. How would you, like, what's the difference? Feel, yeah, because you're like celebrating that person. It's like, this person I like is getting a birthday, woohoo! Which, I mean, hopefully you feel like a person I like is getting a birthday, woohoo, when it's you, but that's not always how people feel about their birthdays. Anything else? Anything else people feel when they're singing it to somebody else? Time for cake! Blow out those candles. Yes. So singing happy birthday makes us feel really differently than singing Spirit of Life, even though they're both rituals, because happy birthday is definitely a ritual, even if you're not doing it in church every week. When you do it, you expect birthday cake and candles to be blown out and a wish. So you have this expectation, this ritual made this thing happen, and it makes you feel a certain way, and it's different from other rituals. So rituals are important, and they can make us feel lots of different ways. So it is time for one more ritual of song. We're going to sing our children and youth out to their class, although I think all the youth are still in the lobby because they were up all night. And we'll see you in coffee hour.
Good morning. We have a ritual here where we donate half of our weekly collection to a worthy organization already serving the needs of our community. And our partner this month, and so many months of the year, is Family Promise of the Main Line. And what's really helpful is Betsy Plume has been gathering a couple of stories of how our community is impacted by their participation and support of Family Promise and Mainline. So, for example, MLUC member Sarah Kokas has a passion for baking and spends her free time creating delicious treats to donate to Family Promise. These treats directly benefit caregivers and children in the program, as well as provide inventory for the bake sales, like the recent one she hosted at MLUC. And all the proceeds from her sales, totaling an estimated $2,000 so far, go directly to Family Promise of Mainline. Another volunteer, Maiko, won his Family Promise of Mainline hat at the raffle during Sarah's bake sale. And he chose to wear it on a hiking trip to Italy, which is pretty cool. So spreading the word all over. Sarah's love for baking is making a positive impact in her community and ours, one cake at a time. I'm going to invite those of you who are watching from afar. You can make a donation to Family Promise of Mainline by following the instructions on the screen. And for those of us who are here, I'm going to ask the ushers to please come forward. Grateful for that. Please join me in our affirmation of gratitude. You'll find it in your order of service and on the screen. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for all those who share their gifts, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our own needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others. In relationships and in communities where we trust one another, We share our joys and sorrows, believing that we are healed not in isolation, but in community. Candles of Community is our ritual of personal sharing and support. After this one candle is lit, please join me in saying, "We hold you in our hearts." We light a candle of joy and celebration for this community, for our mainline Unitarian Church community, particularly for all those who lead us, guide us, arrange things, plan picnics, join chamber choir, serve on the board, serve on our tech team, for all those who support, lead, and participate and are members of this community. We hold you in our hearts. And for joys and sorrows, unspoken or too deep for words, we light a candle.
You're going to be treated to a song by a dear colleague of mine, now retired, the Reverend Meg Barnhouse. She is well known to many of us who attended JPD conferences when they still happened. A wonderful lady. And she wrote that song when she had just started serving a congregation in the Deep South. I'm not going to say the name. I want you to pay attention especially to the last two lines. But now, enjoy.
Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. And Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, do you not know about sorrow? And Julian, do you not know about pain? And I said, Julian, do you not know about hunger? And Julian, do you not know about shame? But she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, do you not know about loneliness? And Julian, do you not know about disease? And I said, Julian, do you not know about cruelty? I said, Julian, it's too much, it brought me to my knees. But she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And she said, no one does not know about sorrow, and no one does not know about pain. She said, no one does not know about hunger, no one does not know about shame. And she said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And she said, no one does not know about loneliness, and no one does not know about disease. And she said, no one does not said, I know it's too much. It brought me to my knees, where I heard, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. I said, Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand, and Julian, you are holy, you are holding my hand. She said, all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. Then she said, baby girl, do you not know about tenderness? She said, baby girl, do you not know about friends? And she said, baby girl, do you not know about the Spirit? She said, baby girl, do you not know it's only love that never ends? And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well. And so all will be well, all will be well, all manner of things will be well.
Okay, you probably realize there's a little kerfuffle somewhere along the line. We got lines crossed, but this song is my absolute favorite by Mac Barnhouse, and it's a great finish line too. Now, you might have read in the blurb announcing this sermon that you will not get definite or definitive answers to all the questions. The questions you might have about rituals, traditions, habits, and what's the difference between all of them. But you will hear my, not educated, but my experienced opinion. Another thing I really need to put out, because we're UUs, this is not about wordsmithing. And finally, just to help you understand me better, I'm a UU mystic. Well, I heard you all sing happy birthday to me. And the question to you, is celebrating a birthday a ritual? What do you think? Yeah. Yes, okay. I agree. So how does it make you feel when somebody sings happy birthday to you? Now, Chris? Okay, yeah, if you want to raise your hand, and Chris can come to you and you can speak the answer in the microphone, or you can yell loud, but I guess the people online want to hear the microphone. Well, no feelings?
Because we want the folks at home to hear you.
Connected.
Connected. Okay, where do you feel that? Where in your body?
Oh, in my heart, for sure.
In your heart? Heart here?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, well, we can move on. There's more. Yeah? Okay, there's more. So, I want to play you you will listen to several melody lines that David and choir will provide. And I want you to listen deep inside you, where and what you feel. Joyful, yes, that's the little drummer boy, right? You sing it at Christmas time? Anybody else? What do you feel?
And I feel small because it reminds me of my childhood, so I feel small.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Now, the two of you, that's pretty good. You answered first. Where do you feel the joy? Which part of you, if you look inside, where do you feel it?
In my heart.
In your heart?
Yes.
Okay, and you
I
said
just
that-
feel happy.
Okay, happy, another one. And you said small, your child had, is it?
Yeah.
How-
And I feel it, I mean, I just feel it all through, you
All
know?
through?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So no specific part, but somewhere. Okay. Well, let's move right. No. Ha, let me just tell you a story. Because for me, when I hear that tune, I get goosebumps. I feel anxiety and fear and angry, fury. Because when I grew up, when I was a teenager, that melody was to a different song. It was Two of Thousands. And it is the story of two soldiers going into war, World War I. One of them a drummer, the other one a trumpeter. Only the trumpeter comes back. So when we were teenagers, we sang that as an anti-war protest song. It was the era of Vietnam, and I guess that was our version of anti-war, because only one of the two came back. So as I say, the same tune, no words, and I've been here for 30 years and have heard it at Christmas, and still my reaction immediately is, ah. Okay, let's move right along. What do you feel when you hear that? What do you feel? Just call out.
I feel like I'm not dressed properly for.
Okay. Okay, that's it. That you feel probably your mirror tells you that, right? Yeah, okay.
Can I answer? I felt a swelling.
Okay.
A swelling.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, lucky. You get rid of your son or daughter? No, I mean it's a good one. No, never mind.
I have mixed feelings, the joy of the wedding, but also the loss that we grew so far apart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that is fairly typical. You know, the joy, the expectation, except if you're the one she dumped, then probably not. Or and a little sadness for usually the mothers, because it's a new era. Again, would you be able to tell me where do you feel that sadness especially?
Maybe in my eyes because I feel like crying.
Pardon?
Maybe in my eyes because I feel like crying.
Yeah, okay. So that would be all over. Okay, one more? No, two more. Yeah, let's see what's happened. Okay, I'll just skip the questions because I think most people will feel also joy and pride and happiness and maybe worry because now the payments for college start. One more, please, David. Yes, reactions. What did you feel? Call it out. Raise your hand.
Total sorrow, visceral,
Yeah.
tears.
Okay, where do you feel that?
Everywhere.
Everywhere? That's the best answer so far. I'm sorry. No. This one, no. Don't get to that. Anybody else, please? Sorrow is absolutely the deepest. Well, okay. Let me cut this short because you probably all realized that this was a little experiment. I shared the music with you because it shows you how instinctively we react to a tune. It comes from inside us. Somehow something is happening within us. Now people point at the heart, but we're not talking about the organ that pumps blood, don't we? Or there's, well, maybe my throat or maybe my head. That's a very normal response when I do this experiment. I've done it quite a lot by now. What I'm trying to tell you with this, or show you with this, is that there is another part of us, which I prefer to call the soul. It is a very common synonym to use the word heart. This is not wordsmithing, but if you realize that it is the soul, this part of us, that all human beings have that, it makes a difference. And I don't mean the word soul in any religious sense whatsoever. The Drummer Boy is not a religious song. The taps is not religious. So it is everyday life. We get influenced by sounds, by smells that we cannot direct. But if you realize that whatever is happening cannot be directly influenced by you, that's already a big step in the right direction. So rituals always cause instinctive reactions in your soul. One big difference, and the difference between traditions and rituals is this reaction, this visceral reaction to the ritual. Second big difference in rituals are the rites of passage, weddings, confirmation of faith, what we call bridging in our communities, funerals. All these rites of passage are observed all over the world. Some in a different way of doing it, but all ethnic groups, all races, all religions have these rites of passage and observe them. Now, you might have heard me say that graduation might not be in that lineup. And that's mostly because it's just too much pomp and circumstance. And so the acknowledging of education achievement is also across cultures, but not that way, not that blown up. So the traditions are just as important often, but they don't make that much of a difference. Example, Thanksgiving, it's a tradition. It is not a ritual. Standing for the flag when the national anthem is played is not a ritual. Although that's the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about the subject. And no, because only Americans do that, maybe the British. Very few other countries do that automatically. And nothing changes really by standing for the flag. And that's the next point. Rituals always denote a change. When a child is baptized or dedicated, that child now officially becomes a member of that congregation. The next step, christening or dedication, then entitles the young person to become a member, a qualified member of the congregation. And the wedding turns you from a single independent person into half a pair. Then rituals that denote death, obviously, tell us, we know that a beloved person is no longer with us. And it brings me to the last and most important point. Rituals are spiritual, not mundane. And that's why rituals are so important and why they can be helpful to us. The song that I wanted you to hear is called Mango Thoughts in a Meatloaf Town. And Meg Barnhouse describes all the wonderful things that happened to her when she was in this deep south and then she found that congregation. All the wonderful, great things. But the last two lines are, in case of rapture, pack a sack because we're left behind. In case of rapture, pack a sack because we'll be left behind. In other words, we UUs are not exactly known for our passion and our spiritual engagement openly. And from my experience, I'm afraid she's right. UUs do not have a whole lot of true rituals. But we try, absolutely. Not always successfully, though. And I wanted to share with you that in my congregation, we used the prayer ball once the congregation was seated, and it was a signal for the congregation that somebody was now there standing here and wanting to talk, and to the rest of you. However, in the original Buddhist tradition, the prayer ball is an invitation to a spiritual practice, a silent spiritual practice of meditation and reflection. So strictly speaking, I mean, this is cultural misappropriation, but also it is the opposite of what it's supposed to do. Listen to the ringing of the ball as it gets calmer and quieter, you are supposed to calm down. However, nothing wrong with using it. I'm just telling you, this is not a ritual. But the lighting the chalice, that is a ritual and a very important one. The beginning and at the end, the extinguishing of the chalice denotes a sacred space. A sacred space in which we then can worship. Now, I know sacred space is another word that a lot of you use are not easily using. You could say a special place if you want to, but the difference is it denotes a ritual because something changes. The most important change is that you are within a congregation after the chalice has been lit. You are within part of a group that worships together, and that there are some rules that are connected to that. How do you behave when you're in this special space, in this sacred space? I know rules is not a word we like either. However, we have a covenant, don't we? All UU congregations have a covenant. All members of the congregation vote on that. At least the majority has to vote on it. Unfortunately, very few people know what the words are and what it actually means. I had a very interesting experience here, I think 2 times back. There was a young woman here with a baby that was crying. And she was getting up and leaving. She says, stay here. No, you don't have to leave. Yeah, but the baby's crying. Well, the baby's a member of us, right? Some snore, some sneeze. And afterwards, a lot of people came up to me and says, you know, I'm glad you said that. So what I mean, this is not a behavior that's out of covenant. A baby crying is not. But if you have your cell phone not turned off, if you talk on your cell phone, if you whisper all the time, that would be out of covenant. So that's what I mean by rules. There are certain standards, or whatever you want to call it. Just be kind and respectful to each other. So now, so far we've covered worship and the lighting and any of chalice, but we also pray. Another word, right? I'm throwing out all these words, but we do. The chalice lighting reading of the poem, I Thank You, God, is a prayer. It's a prayer of gratitude, isn't it? I thank you, God, for this. And prayers of gratitude are the simplest of all spiritual practices, if you ever want to go that route. But spirit of life, come onto us. It's prayer for assistance, a prayer for enlightenment, a prayer for help in any shape or form. Of course, we do not like to use the word prayer. We do not often say, I pray for you. We'll say, I'll send positive vibes, something along those lines. Does that sound familiar? But it doesn't matter what it's called. It's not wordsmithing. By the way, I don't know how many of you know, but that we also bless and dedicate new church buildings or meeting rooms, which again is a sacred ritual, because it means this room is not designated for worship. And then further, it is designated by the chalice. A lot of that is psychologically important, but it's mostly spiritually important. Now, what I, as a UU minister, like most about our rituals is that our celebrations of life are better than most other religions do. That is actually also my favorite task now as a retired minister. Attend funerals, celebrations of life, because that's where love comes out. And we put a big emphasis on memories when we do our celebrations of life, and that is so important for the grief work. And the other thing that I really like really much is that we very often celebrate within the interfaith community, or we celebrate interfaith rituals here, like the Seder or Eid al-Fitr, the end of Ramadan. So I think in her song, McBarn has also said this, let the Spirit rule. And I think what she means by that is that we tend to intellectualize a lot. Sometimes we talk a ritual to death. It's wonderful that we can use the resources and the wisdom from artists and poets, from shamans and scientists for our ceremonies. But do we really have to fill every minute of every ritual with words? Why do we really have to sit still, sit in our pews, even when we sing our most moving and foot-stomping hymns? So this is, in my eyes, the most important aspect of a good ritual. It is experienced in our souls, not by our brains. And it is spiritual and helps us to let go of the mundane for a while. And that's why it's so important and can even be healing. Its power is felt and cannot really be described in words. It is felt, cannot really be described in words. So why on earth did I just use 4,587 words to try that? Okay. I'm available for discussion because I know there's a lot of comments and disagreements, but I'd love to talk about it afterwards. We're now going to sing, and you are allowed to stand up and to move. I know for Pennsylvanians that's extra hard. Never mind. 10:28. Thank you all for your gift of music. My benediction was written by a member of a youth group in Great Britain. We now extinguish our flaming chalice with these words. Witness the end, our chalice is light, but return to the world with watchful eyes. Soon the earth will turn inside out with the beauty of 1,000 blooms. Witness the end of our chalice's flame, but return to the world. Return to the world with expectant ears. Soon the gentle breeze will be flooded with the roar of 1,000 new songs. Go in peace.
Great day, the righteous marching in. Oh, God's gonna build up Zion's wall. Great day, the righteous marching in. Oh, God's gonna build up Zion's wall. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. Great day, the righteous marching in. God's gonna build up Zion's wall. Great day, the righteous marching in. Oh, God's gonna build up Zion's wall. This is the day of jubilee. God's gonna build up